One amazing way to really start opening up the fretboard is to learn the fifth of whatever mode it is that you're playing, and learning it in the key tonal center that the song is actually in. Okay, so let me explain that, because this is really, really important. And I love this too. This is like, it opens up the guitar neck. It's what we talk about in the chorus, like relatively early, once we get all the forms of these modes down. And it becomes very crucial. And I think you'll see that after this lesson. And hopefully there's not too much theoretical information and you're able to sort of figure out what we're doing. It's an integral part of the course at one point. We sort of it expands the neck in two different positions. And then that becomes easier to bridge those two different positions together. So let's just say I have something that is in D major. Okay, so I have my, I can play D major there. I can play D major here. I can of course play it open, but what I want to do is really focus on the root note being either on the E or the A string. Okay, so I have that, and then I have my major scale. Okay, great. So if I'm playing whatever the chord progression is, right, I can, awesome. All right, I build whatever melodies I feel like in that position. So that becomes pretty crucial and pretty normal in a first position kind of manner, right? It doesn't really confuse us too much. What is interesting is if I take this D, and I can visualize this D right here. And if I go up, that's my root note right there, and the 5th fret of the A string. If I jump up to the 5th fret of the E string, I'm going to the 5th of that chord, and essentially the 5th of that key, right? A, the A note is the 5th of D, which means that A, if I play all of the notes in an A mixolydian, those are all the same notes as my D major, right? So you almost think of like mixolydian 5, right? Aeolian 6, Locrian 7, and there I am at D major. So if I'm up here, I can get down to this position. Now the only trick to this is when we're learning the mixolydian scale, okay? And I'm playing it, let's just say, in A, right? In A mixolydian, I get very comfortable with that being my root note, that being my root note. And this is no longer the case. So I have this position of my mixolydian, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 1. But really, I'm just using it as a position on the neck. I'm not using it musically in that way. Okay, so what I mean by that is musically, I'm actually playing 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, does that kind of make sense? Right, so that'll be the same note. So if I'm playing that, something in D, and I'm using this strictly positionally, that's my root note now. You can hear it. There's my root note again, right? So that becomes very crucial in opening up the neck. The reason being, now if I sort of have this mixolydian, and if I just, I'm so close to, there I am in my position that I started in, right? So I could bridge those two pretty easily together, and that just leaves an area down here that is not that difficult to fill, because I can play my major scale up here, and I've already sort of started bridging that back to the A mixolydian position. So it really starts opening up the neck. Now, the question is, can we do that in other keys? Using all the same sort of numerical, logic, really. Let's just say I was playing something in D minor, right? So if I had, all right, I'm going to play it in D Aeolian. But I have up here, cool, and then I could, whatever, add some blues stuff to it, but that becomes my position now. And if I just bring it down here, come down here in this D, right? And if I say, okay, Aeolian, if I count backwards, Aeolian would be like this sixth mode. 6, 5, 4, 3. So I'm sort of playing a Phrygian now, an A Phrygian position 3, 4, 5, 6, because Aeolian is the sixth mode. And Phrygian is the third mode. So now I'm playing a position of an A Phrygian, okay? But I'm thinking it, instead of 1, flat 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, I'm thinking it as as doing a 5, flat 6, flat 7, 1 in my D Aeolian. And then I'm here, I can easily get right back up to that position I'm used to. And then I'm just back up to this position again. And so it really starts opening up the neck. And technically, if we want to think of positions, eventually the goal is for these positions to sort of melt away. And really what I mean by that is if somebody were to play something in D minor, I can easily start right and not really be thinking too much about, oh, now I'm in, my A Phrygian for this. It all sort of melts away, and I'm really just thinking around an in D Aeolian. Okay, and that works for all the modes. So we're using this sort of pattern, constructive patterns, to physically show us where to put our fingers, right, for now, and then eventually those barriers sort of melt away, and we don't need that, and it opens up the whole neck. And we're not thinking, it's almost like as a reference that we need it first, and then a reference that we need to go back to sometimes if we get confused, and then it just completely opens up, and then we're not really worried about it. And a lot of that will have to do with adding this sort of caged system in there, because I am relying on some cage system stuff to know where each one of these chords are. So try that. Hopefully that wasn't too much. If you are interested in the course, just comment below and I can let you know how you could sign up. We're about to do our last live run, and then it's just going to be pre-recorded.